Hey guys, welcome back to the Accessibility Army. Today, I want to talk about something, and the thing I want to talk about, because y'all know I do a lot of Duke Nukem themed videos on my channel, because I think Duke Nukem is nowadays a highly underappreciated franchise that really deserves a reboot of some kind because Duke's last outing was not nearly as bad as some people think, and I think Duke deserves a second chance at life because older gamers like me, we grew up on Duke, and Duke was our first exposure to gaming, so to speak. So I think Duke deserves a second chance. So anything I can do to help Duke get a second chance is something that I will do. Now, I bring this up because there have been a lot of Duke games over the years. You've got Duke Nukem 1, Duke Nukem 2, and of course the one that everybody knows, Duke Nukem 3D. And then, of course, the sequel to that, Duke Nukem Forever, which, well, we all know how that turned out. It was a lot better than most people realized, but in order to appreciate Duke Nukem Forever, you have to look at it from the perspective of somebody who has experience with Duke Nukem. If you've never played a shooter before in your life, and Duke Nukem Forever is the first shooter that you played or have been exposed to, then you're probably gonna think it's a piece of garbage compared to the shooters that we have nowadays. However, when you think about Duke Nukem Forever in retrospect with the rest of the Duke Nukem franchise, it's not that bad of a game. Sure, it's nothing to write home about, doesn't do anything groundbreaking, but it's what you'd come to expect from Duke if you're a Duke fan. So that's why I think when it was released, it got a lot worse of a reputation than it deserved. Anyway, the reason why I'm making this video today is because there are two Duke games in particular that are hard to get nowadays in their original form, and that is because Gearbox has pretty much cracked down on any of the original forms of Duke Nukem 3D and Duke Nukem Manhattan Project. However, I noticed on the internet that a lot of people are trying to find ways to get these to have them as free downloads. But the truth is, every site that tells you that they contain a free copy of Duke Nukem Manhattan Project or Duke Nukem 3D that I found was very shady and usually led to something that was less than desirable that I didn't feel comfortable clicking on, so I didn't click through. However, I did find a site that has both those games in their original forms, especially notable for Duke Nukem 3D because nowadays the only way you can really get Duke Nukem 3D is in the 20th anniversary World Tour edition that Gearbox released a few years back, which is great in its own way, but it's not as great as Duke Nukem 3D Atomic Edition in its original form because it doesn't support eDuke 3.2 and all these sorts of other modding tools that allow you to do all sorts of awesome things with Duke Nukem 3D that I can't show here, like the high resolution pack and Duke Plus, which gives you alternate weapons and things like that. But anyways, without going on too much about that, you guys can see that I have eDuke 3.2 down here. When I click this, it will load up eDuke 3.2 with Duke Plus and high resolution pack. So when I play Duke 3D with this, it will actually give me Duke 3D with updated visuals, alternate weapons, and new one-liners. But today I wanted to show you guys, if you wanted to get either of these games, whether it be Duke 3D or Duke Nukem Manhattan Project, where you would go to grab it, because unfortunately the popular digital storefronts like GOG and Steam that used to sell Duke Nukem Manhattan Project unfortunately don't sell them anymore, because, like I said, Gearbox cracked down on all of those sites and removed their copies of those games. Fortunately, there is still a place where you can get them, and I'm going to show you guys where. So, in order to get these games, this is what you do. You load up your browser, any browser, it doesn't matter which one, and then you go to a website which should already be entered here. There it is, zoomplatform.com. You can see it up here, zoomplatform.com. And then once you get here, you're going to get to this page. Here you select the operating system, the rating, the developer, and the publisher for any game that you're looking for. If they have it, it will show up here. And the great thing is that the games are worked with so that they can work with modern operating systems. So, say for example that you wanted Duke Nukem 3D. You would go up here, type Duke. I'm not going to install it because mine's already installed, but I'm going to show you guys an example of what I would do. So, you type Duke, and on this site, I believe they have 2 games centered around Duke Nukem. So you would type Duke, you hit enter, and when the search comes back, it usually takes a few minutes. Oh, look at that! They added the first 2 Duke Nukem games to the collection. That's new. That wasn't there before that I know of. So anyway, as you can see, you have a choice now. Duke Nukem 1, 2, 3D, and Manhattan Project. Now, I'm not going to click on it, but as you can see, it costs $4.99 for Duke 3D and $4.99 for Duke Nukem Manhattan Project. Now, that's not a bad deal. I really wanted Manhattan Project when I found this site, and I couldn't get it anywhere else. So I went ahead and said, well, it's only $5. It looks like it's going to work because it says Windows. So I went ahead and clicked it. Mine's already installed, so I'm just going to show you guys how it works. Once you create an account with them, Again, they're called zoomplatform.com. Once you create an account and your account is set, you go and you click your name. It will take you to your profile, which will then show you the games that you have in your library. This is good because it works similar to GOG, excepting the fact that you don't have to open an application. It doesn't have a separate launcher. You get your games right from the website. So once you've paid the price, which I should stipulate, guys, that they now take credit and debit cards. Before they didn't. Before it was exclusively PayPal. But I found out that they take credit cards. So this is useful if you want to get older games that a site like GOG or Steam doesn't have. Now, if we were going to install Duke Nukem Manhattan Project, and I already paid for it, so what you would do is you would click here, and then it shows you what you get for the price you pay. So you've got manuals for Duke Nukem Manhattan Project, ringtones for Duke Nukem Manhattan Project, and then you have two mirrors where the game would download and install from. So you would click, if you were installing it on Windows, which I did, I would click here and it would bring up a setup. Once you click here, it brings up a setup. You say that you would like to install Duke Nukem Manhattan Project on your computer. And then what happens is, after the setup completes, you choose where you would like the files to go, and the game will be on your computer. Now, once you choose where you'd want it to go, a file folder will be created on your computer called Zoom Platform Games. And this is where all of the games that you've installed from Zoom Platform will be located. For instance, let's find mine. See if I can find it, because I've been messing around here lately. We're gonna go. It would show up in your downloads, I believe. Let me check. Let me search for it. I'm gonna go back and search. It didn't give it to us. Hold on, I gotta find out where I know where they are. They're in C drive, so I need to go down here. You're gonna go wherever you put it, which in my case is local disk C, and then you're going to get a file folder that says Zoom Platform. This is where all your files that you download from the website will go. So, here we go. And we have 3D Realms because both the games that I have are Duke Nukem games. So it's under 3D Realms. These files will automatically add themselves to your computer when you install the games from the website. So, you see, we have Duke Nukem Manhattan Project and Duke Nukem 3D Atomic Edition. Now, as I said, this is not the 20th anniversary World Tour version of Duke 3D. It's the original version of the Atomic Edition with the 4th episode called The Birth. This one has a map editor and all the modding tools that the original game came with. In terms of Manhattan Project, you go up here, it's the same thing. You click Manhattan Project, you get all of the files associated with the original Manhattan Project. All of the files associated with Zoom platform and what have you. Now, this is Duke Nukem Manhattan Project. I cannot run it for you guys because for some reason it will not play on my monitor, but it will play on my monitor rather. I'm sorry about that. It'll play on my computer, but it won't record for you guys in the video software. So I can play it with no problem, but I can't record the footage. But just to kind of prove that it works, I know it won't show up for you guys, but I'm gonna run it anyway because I want you guys to realize that this is a good site to get it from, and the game does activate. So let me actually, you know what guys, I don't want to run it because it's gonna look weird and screw up the footage, so I'm not gonna do that. But if you are interested in playing either one of these Duke Nukem games or even the originals, they're on here for very cheap. So, especially since these are versions of the game that you can't acquire anymore from Gearbox. And to my mind, to play these gems in their original forms is worth the price, especially with Duke 3D because of all the modding support it has and the level editor. And to my personal opinion, Duke Nukem Manhattan Project is one that's hard to find nowadays. I have the original disc somewhere, and it won't run on modern operating systems. So this would be the best way to play it if you still wanted to play it. It's not on GOG, it's not on Steam, but you can still get it digitally through here. And for the price it costs, and because of how awesome it is, this would be the one way to get it. So, to go through that again, you go zoomplatform.com. You get to the home page. Click games. This is your home page. Once you create an account, you go to games, and when it loads, you choose the operating system, the rating, the publisher, the developer, any information you know about the game that you want. Once you have a choice, you find the game that you want. Take, for example, this one. Once it comes up, you add it to your cart. And once added to the cart, then, oh, and one more thing, always be sure to look up here where it says date released and the platforms it's available on, and this way you'll know if it works on your platform. If it says Windows, this is the symbol for Windows, so this means it'll work on almost any Windows system. So once you've paid for the game and you're logged in, you would go up here to where your profile is, and any game that you have installed will show up on your profile, like so. And then once you're here, you click here, you get a mirror. If you're running on Windows, you want to click the one that shows Windows. So in this case, the top one says Duke Nukem Manhattan Project Setup. If you're running on Apple, it's a DMG, so you'd click this one. Okay, guys, and that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you for listening. The General is here for you guys. If you're still interested in getting these great oldies, this would be the one place to do it. And it's cheap. You pay it one time and you're done. You get to keep the game forever. Now, if you want to see more videos like this, or know of any other places where you can get classics that you can't get anymore, let me know, because as far as I know, these Duke Nukem titles are not available on shareware anymore, and I think Gearbox made sure of that. Anyways, guys, subscribe for more videos. I like hearing from you guys, so let me know what you thought in the comments. I'll be posting videos more regularly now. And leave a like, because it helps out the channel. This is the General signing off. Join the Accessibility Army for more updates, and I'll see you guys on the next one.